It began with a sentence no one ever expected to hear. "I'm thinking of bringing another wife into the family." But this time, it wasn't about faith. It wasn't about building a bigger home, raising children under one roof, or honoring the principles of a spiritual covenant. No, this time it was different. This time, it was about Kody Brown's desire. For years, Kody had defended polygamy as a higher calling sacrifice. Unity, heartbreak, all in the name of a divine mission. He preached loyalty. He demanded obedience. He sold the image of a man carrying the weight of 4 wives and 18 children as if it were holy duty. But now, behind the cameras and the smiles, those same lips whispered something darker. This wasn't about family anymore. This was about ego. The family had already fractured. Christine walked away first, taking years of pain with her. Janelle followed, tired of being treated like a business partner instead of a wife. Even Mary, Kody's first love, had been emotionally discarded long ago. And through it all, Robyn remained the favorite. The chosen one, the woman Kody swore was his final chapter. But now, even Robyn's throne was shaking. Kody no longer spoke about spiritual bonds or shared burdens. He spoke of passion. He spoke of chemistry. He spoke of the thrill of something new. Words that sounded less like a prophet and more like a man chasing fantasy. At first, it seemed like a joke, a tease at a dinner party about not being too old to add one more wife. Laughter filled the room, but not everyone laughed. Christine rolled her eyes. Janelle smirked knowingly. Even Mary felt a sting of disbelief. But Robyn's smile faltered, because deep down, she knew. Kody's tone had changed. His late-night musings about growing older, about missing out, about still having one more chapter left suddenly. They weren't just harmless words. They were confessions. Her nightmare came piece by piece. Phone calls taken outside, a new cologne, jokes about younger women, and finally, the message on his phone she was never meant to see. "I'm excited about seeing you again." Last time was so effortless. Her heart stopped. The man who once promised her eternity was chasing someone else. When she confronted him, her voice broke under the weight of betrayal. "You said I was the last. You promised me." But Kody, master of deflection, dismissed her tears. He told her she was overreacting. He told her it was about family. He told her she was insecure. But the truth was written across his face. Robyn was no longer enough. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. For years, Kody accused Christine of betrayal. He shamed Janelle for questioning his authority. He mocked Mary for searching for a connection elsewhere. But no, Kody himself was the one chasing a new woman. Not for faith, not for family, but for his own hunger. And the whispers grew louder. In coffee shops far from Flagstaff, Kody was seen with a woman nearly 20 years younger. No cameras, no TLC, just secrecy. Just desire. Robyn's kingdom, the power, the security, the crown she wore as the favorite wife was crumbling. And this time, there was no one to blame but Kody himself. Because this wasn't just another chapter. This was the beginning of the end. Beginning of the end. The weight of years of loyalty came crashing down in that single moment. Kody Ever, the master of deflection, didn't deny it. He didn't apologize. Instead, he doubled down. "I'm allowed to want happiness too," he said coldly. "I've spent my whole life trying to make everyone else happy. And where has that gotten me?" Robyn froze, staring at the man she thought she knew. This wasn't her husband. Or maybe for the first time, she was finally seeing him for what he had always been. Plural marriage had never been about family. It was never about sacrifice or love. It had always been about Kody's control, his dominance, his gratification. As the weeks dragged on, the emotional distance between them widened into a canyon. Robyn withdrew, drowning in betrayal. But Kody looked alive, energized, almost triumphant. He spoke of new beginnings, of the next chapter, as though he had already divorced them in his mind. And then came the knockout punch. In a private conversation with one of his older children, Kody confided that adding another wife might save the family. He claimed a fresh dynamic could bring everyone back together. Even his own children were speechless. They didn't see a savior. They saw a man rewriting his story, desperate to replace the image of a husband abandoned with that of a man still powerful, still desirable, still in control. Christine and Janelle, watching from the sidelines, felt grim satisfaction. For years, they had been vilified as the ones who broke the family. But now, Kody himself was dismantling it with his own hands. Christine told a friend, "This is what happens when everything's about him. It was never about us." It was always about Kody, and in a cruel twist of fate, the very thing Kody thought would revive his reputation destroyed it. Fans turned on him. Online forums lit up with words like narcissist, midlife crisis, and manipulator. Even his loyal supporters admitted this was Kody's lowest moment. Meanwhile, Robyn's life unraveled in silence. Observers noticed she no longer wore her wedding ring. She appeared pale, exhausted, a shadow of the woman who once ruled the Brown family. Off camera, she confessed to relatives that she felt trapped and able to stay, unable to leave. The woman who once won Kody was now just another name in his long list of discarded partners. But Robyn wasn't going down quietly. Rage turned into resolve. She began meeting with lawyers in secret. She reached out to Christine and Janelle, the very women she once alienated, for advice. And most damning of all, she started documenting everything. Texts, phone calls, late-night messages. Not to fight for Kody, but to fight against him. And while Robyn was quietly preparing for battle, Kody strutted through life with arrogance. He joked with producers, "I deserve to feel alive again. If people don't like it, that's their problem." It wasn't just a slip. It was a revelation. Kody wasn't interested in rebuilding a family. He wanted to rebuild himself. To erase the failure, to silence the critics, to prove that he was still the man in charge. But in the shadows, as Robyn packed away photo albums and Christine's warning echoed like prophecy, he'll never be satisfied. One question loomed large. Was this truly the end of the SisterWives saga? Or the beginning of Kody Brown's most devastating downfall yet? Because what came next would not only shatter a marriage, it would decide the fate of the entire Brown family. And when Kody finally stood before his family and announced his plan to take another wife, it wasn't a discussion. It wasn't a plea. It was a declaration. The silence that followed was broken only by Janelle's son, his voice sharp with fury. Replacing Mom wasn't enough. Now you're replacing Robyn too. Kody didn't even blink. He just smiled. The smile of a man who believed no one, not his wives, not his children, not even the public, could stop him. The public could stop him.